Greetings to everyone out there in the No DQ galaxy. Welcome to No DQ's predictions video for WWE Clash of Champions 2019, the one night of the year where every championship is on the line. We got the No DQ review team, Team No DQ here to discuss the show. I'm feeling a little bit off today. As you can see, I got attacked by some supernatural force at the end of the No DQ live stream for Smackdown, but I'm okay, everybody. Just a little bump on the noggin. I want to get everybody's thoughts on the show. Let's start off with TJS. Welcome back, TJS. Glad to have you back with the videos. So, how are you feeling? On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this pay-per-view?
Well, I'll probably just give it like a 7. But Aaron, are you medically cleared to do this predictions video, sir? Okay, just wanted to make sure. But yeah, I mean, I think the show should be okay. I like the championship matches, higher profile matches than just, you know, I don't think there's hardly any like non-title matches on this show except for one. So, yeah, it should be an okay show. The King of the Ring finals got pulled, which I just wanted to say right now that I wanted to say on this video that I predicted Chad Gable to gets payback on Baron Corbin. You know, Kurt could live like vicariously through Gable. Just want to throw it out there. Anyway, should be
We're having a thunderstorm down there in Arkansas?
Probably.
Okay. Are you finished?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, Robbie Vice, how you feeling about this show on a scale of 1 to 10? And do you agree with everything that TJ has said? You got to tell me everything that TJ has said. Do you agree with it?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. I'm like 6 out of 10 excited for this. It's really nothing to be excited about. I don't really care about any of the matches. It's only going to be $10, so that's a positive, I guess. I don't think anything's really going to happen on this show. I think it's going to be more of the same. I feel like it's going to be a filler pay-per-view. We might get some excitement next month, but I mean, I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised, but I'm prepared to just say meh.
All right. Big G, what do you think? 1 to 10.
Yeah, I think for me it'll be 5 out of 10. You know, there's only a couple matches that I'm looking towards or forward towards this pay-per-view. Other than that, like Robbie Vice said, Can Virtue?
For the people that call me a WWE shill and apologist, I'm not looking forward to this pay-per-view. Maybe 3 out of 10. I mean, Roman Reigns and Eric Rowan, not even a title match. You know, I mean, it feels like we're going to watch Monday Night Raw on a Sunday night. That's what these events feel like.
How can it be Clash of Champions if they aren't champions, though? I don't know. It's confusing.
Yeah, exactly. They should have just championship matches. That's it. Nothing else.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
What do you think, Aaron? Did you give it out of 10?
I'm going to say a 4. Like, to
Damn.
me, this is not really that exciting of a pay-per-view.
well,
The
I mean,
build-up wasn't great.
I certainly wouldn't pay $50 for it. Like, I guess the only reason I'm saying 7 is like because it's like Robbie said, it's $10. So I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, I feel like the build-up just wasn't that great. I mean, you got. We'll get to all the matches here. We'll talk about how we feel about the build-up for each match and do our predictions and whatnot. All right, so first match we're going to discuss, the King of the Ring final. Oh, wait, that's actually taking place on Raw. That's not taking place on the pay-per-view. So we'll move ahead. We have AJ Styles defending the United States Championship against Cedric the Entertainer. So we'll start with you, TGS, since you've been gone for a while. What are your thoughts on Cedric getting the opportunity here? And do you think we'll see a title change fairly quickly in AJ Styles' run as U.S. champion?
I mean, Cedric Alexander is just there to me. Like, this guy is a great wrestler and everything, but that's the problem. He's anything else. Like, he has no real character, and I think that's hurting him, even though I guess the fans were behind him a little bit when he feuded with McIntyre, but I don't know. This match just really was booked at the last minute. Hardly any build besides Cedric getting jumped by the OC for no reason. So I guess I'm just gonna say AJ retains the title here. I definitely don't see Cedric winning, especially after he pinned AJ on Raw. So yeah, I have to go with I have to go with AJ to retain. I'm sorry, Robbie. What do you think?
I mean, AJ Styles is going to retain the title. You can't just take a guy from a brand that no one cares about, put him on the main roster, and expect him to win a title. I mean, the guy is super talented, but what do we know about his character? The OC still has some credibility to him, and AJ Styles is one of the best, if not the best, in WWE. So there's really no reason for him to drop the belt. I don't see it happening. It's a good bone for a new guy, an up and comer to get the rub, but he's gonna be a game person facing the champion, and AJ's gonna retain.
All right, good prediction there. What do you think, Big G?
I'm gonna go with AJ retaining as well. You know, they should keep it on AJ. You know, have a lengthy reign with it, like he did with the WWE Championship the second time around. And you know, Cedric will be very game against him, like he was last night on Raw. But I don't think Cedric needs a title right now at this moment. Keep on building him up. You know, try to at least develop some kind of character with Cedric. But you know, for all we know, I mean, shoot, the OC dropped. I mean, Gallows and Anderson dropped the tag team title, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did drop the title and put it on Cedric. But I'm sticking with AJ to retain.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. I think AJ is going to retain. I think it's going to be clean. I don't think that it's time for Cedric, and I think that WWE has been hot potatoing the titles too much. So, got to go with AJ to retain. Virtue, what do you think?
AJ is going to retain, and this is how it's going to go down. He's going to hit the phenomenal forearm. Cedric Alexander is going to kick out. Oh, my gosh. He's going to hit his lower lumbar cracker or whatever that move is. I don't know the name of it. And something's going to allow, like the ref's going to get distracted by the OC or something. And then that's when AJ is going to hit a Styles Clash, and it's over. 1, 2, 3. He retains. But there'll be the ooh and ah moment like everybody wants in a match like that.
Yeah, the ref will be distracted, and the crowd will count like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they'll start booing because the ref's distracted.
I can see a Styles Clash off the top rope because it's Cedric Alexander, and he'd probably take it.
Yeah.
All right. So that's that. All right. I think we're all unanimous with that one. All right. We'll see if that continues. Next up, we have the women's tag team title match, which, to quote myself, I do not care about this match. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Big G, we'll start with you on this one. Do you think we're going to see new tag team champions?
Well, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss just beat the Iconics not too long ago. And don't get me wrong, I like Fire and Desire, especially Mandy Rose. But I think Nikki and Alexa will be retaining the women's tag team titles.
All right. Virtue.
I think Nikki and Bliss were transitional champions because they're going to put them back on heels. And Mandy, I mean, they're going to win it. What are they called? Fire and Desire? I think they're going to win it. And there you go. Put it on a blonde with some big boobs. I mean, that's Vince McMahon's booking 101, right? And yeah, I mean, Alexa Bliss has had her run at the top. She's had many titles. You know, her and Nikki Cross, cool dynamic, I guess. I don't know. But this is some titles have to change hands at this show. So this is the first one I'm picking.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you on that one. I think Mandy and Sonya are just people to put over the champions, and Alexa and Nikki will move on to something else. But I don't see a title change
right.
this.
Yes.
All right. So I'm disagreeing. So we're going to have some differences on this match. DJS, what do you think?
Well, the only attention that I've really paid to this build is the fact that last week Mandy Rose didn't wrestle in her usual short shorts. But thankfully this week she switched back over. But honestly, yeah, I agree with Aaron about how Nikki and Alexa are going to retain the titles because, I mean, let's face it, Fire and Desire, I want to say that they're not as marketable as Alexa and Nikki because Alexa and Nikki have that cool dynamic, like Virtue said, and I'd really like to see some more character development out of these two. Like, give us some segments of them, like hanging out at the mall or something. Just make them feel like actual people. But yeah, I think Alexa and Nikki will retain. Big G.
No, Big G already did it.
Oh,
Robbie.
Hey, where would Nikki Cross be hanging out at the mall? Hot Topic?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Do they still have those?
Yeah.
I say that the champs retain because they called Nikki Cross ugly, and they have to use the WWE PR machine to show that it's what's inside that counts, and her character will take them to the promised land. And that's my pick for that. That's really all I have to say about that
I
entire
really
match.
like my odds.
All right. Let's move on here to the Raw Women's Championship match. We have Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. Sasha just came back about a month ago. She turned heel. She's been on a roll. Becky's been champion since WrestleMania. Becky needs a good foe. So I'll go ahead and go first here. I think we're going to see a title change. I think Becky is finally going to lose the championship. Sasha's going to shock the world and win the championship from Becky, and Becky will be chasing the new champion for a while. I'm going with Sasha to become the new champion. Robbie, let's start with you. What do you think?
I say Becky retains. I don't think they've really handled the Sasha return all too well, and her and Bayley seem primed to be tag team champions again. So I think they're going to head down that route eventually. And I don't know. So that's what I think. I think Becky's going to hold it for a little bit while longer until someone better returns to take it off her. Maybe one of the 4 horsewomen. Who knows?
Well, see, I was thinking at first, like, Becky would hold on to it until Ronda comes back, but
yeah,
Becky has cooled off so much, in my opinion, and I think we need for Becky to get some of that positive fan support back. I think she needs to be challenging for the title instead of being the champion. I think she's just gotten very flat as champion, and Sasha, she needs it to keep her momentum going. So that's why I argue for Sasha.
I agree with you 100%, but I'm looking at this through VKM goggles, and she is in a relationship and engaged to the top guy in the company right now, and that means something backstage.
All right, fair enough.
Let me go.
All right, Virtue.
Robbie, you're right. Becky Lynch is going to retain the championship. We had this discussion a year ago or whenever, a couple years ago with AJ Styles. When you're on the cover of WWE 2K video game, you're going to retain through the fall. For the Christmas video game sales, there is no way Becky loses the title because she is on the cover of the WWE video game with Roman Reigns, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why. Does she have the title belt on that cover too? I can't remember. Bam! Bam! There you go. That's my prediction.
That's a good point to make there. Big G, what do you think?
I'm sticking with Becky to retain. Nothing else to say. TJS.
I think that this is going to be the screwy finish of the night, ladies and gentlemen. If I had to predict one match that wasn't going to end clean, I'd say it'd be this one. I think that Becky's going to retain by disqualification, and I guess I wouldn't be surprised if at Hell in a Cell we get Charlotte and Bayley or Charlotte and Becky versus Sasha and Bayley in a Hell in a Cell match for both titles. That wouldn't shock me at all. So yeah, I don't really know, but I expect Becky to retain regardless of what happens in the Smackdown match.
All right, so I'm the odd man out on this one. I need the points to cinch this no DQ predictions league. We'll see what happens. This could be a really good showing for me or a really bad one. We'll have to wait and see. All right, so we'll move on to the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Bayley versus Charlotte Flair. TGS, we'll start with you on this one. We saw Bayley turn heel a few weeks ago. Charlotte's apparently a babyface now. I don't know what's going on, but the show was in Charlotte, North Carolina, Charlotte's hometown. So does the Queen win her 10th championship now in her hometown?
I'll go ahead and say that I'll say that Charlotte does win the title here because since they're trying to turn her babyface, she needs to get a pop, and what better way to get the fans behind her than to have her win the title in her hometown. And she's the 10-time champion, so that's a pretty significant number. So yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. I think that Charlotte is going to win in some form or another, and she's leaving with the title. Virtue?
Isn't WWE notorious for having the hometown person lose? And for every ounce in my fiber in my being and body wants to say Bayley's going to retain. However, I see this potential tag team with Sasha Banks coming back again, right? As, punishment to both of them, or whoever cried, which was Sasha. So since I picked Sasha not to win the Raw Championship, I'm going to pick Bayley to lose the SmackDown Women's Championship to Charlotte so they can neither have a title and go back to the tag division. So Charlotte, new champ. 10-10.
All right. Charlotte, new champion. All right.
Robbie.
Robbie.
I say Bayley retains here, and the reason I say that is I do think they're trying to turn Charlotte face because they want to make her getting closer to her father's championships for a while something that people want to cheer for. And the best way to garner good attention for a babyface is sympathy. To have her screwed out of this title somehow, I don't think this is going to be a clean finish, but I still think that Bayley retains. Charlotte's probably going to win, but we vote on title retention. I think Bayley is still the champion after Sunday night.
All right, Big G.
This is a tough one. You guys all had good points, and I've been thinking about it, for the past couple of minutes. But I think I'm gonna have Charlotte wins the title here.
Big G, can you give me a woo?
Woo!
I want to make sure you are convicted with your pick.
2 claps and a Ric Flair.
I do like Charlotte Flair. I do like her as a heel, but I like her as a babyface as well. And it is in her hometown, and they do want her eventually to tie up with her father, do they? I mean, did you sit in a boardroom meeting? Like, we all say that. But... You never know. You never know. But Charlotte's my pick. Aaron?
All right, well, everybody made great points for this one. I think back to what Robbie said earlier about the goggles through Vince McMahon's eyes. And the hometown hero tends to lose more times than not. So I got to go with history. I mean, we have seen the hometown hero win a few times in recent years, but most of the time, the hometown hero loses. And I think since I picked Sasha, I think Bayley and Sasha are going to be the champions of their respective brands. So I'm going to go with Bayley to retain her championship. Could be a screwy finish, could be a DQ or something, but I think Bayley will stay champion going into Hell in a Cell. All right, now we move on to the Intercontinental Championship match. Shin, also known as Shinsuke Nakamura, defending the championship against The Miz. So, Big G, what do you think is going to happen here? Do you think we're going to get a new champion? Do you think Sami Zayn's going to interfere? Do you even care about this match?
Well, I mean, if The Miz does win, he'll go back to SmackDown Live, which he's really good on. But I really don't care about this match. I've lost interest in Shinsuke Nakamura big time. Sami Zayn I can care less about right now. The Miz still is The Miz. But I'm going with Shinsuke Nakamura to retain the IC title.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I think The Miz is going to regain the championship. I feel like Nakamura is not, high on WWE's priority list. Miz is in those promotional ads for SmackDown's move to Fox.
Yeah.
And even though Miz and Mrs. is on USA, I could see Miz ending up back on SmackDown. And if he wins the IC championship, that would be a good way for him to transition back to SmackDown. Maybe go heel again, maybe get a fresh start again. I think Miz is going to win the championship. TJS, what do you think?
I think that babyface Miz is just it's awful to me. Like, he comes out every week with the cheap pop with the shirt that says like, "Oh, town is awesome," like whatever town they're in. I just don't like it. I think that Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn is a great pairing, though. I like that Nakamura was doing the Japanese commentary. Thought that was pretty good. I think that's a good heel move. I think Nakamura is going to retain, though. I feel like they're not going to take it off of him yet, since he just started this gig with Sami Zayn. And, yeah, maybe The Miz joins the faction or something. He needs to do something, because I feel like he's, like, just floundering right babyface. But, yeah, I think that Nakamura is going to retain. Robbie?
Yeah, Shinsuke is going to retain because The Miz is a star and a bona fide superstar without any title. And I want to say The Miz so bad because he's a hometown guy. He lives 30 minutes. He grew up 30 minutes from where I live right now, right? But if you take that title off Shinsuke Nakamura, he's dead in the water. He has nothing else with him right now. He has no momentum. Without a title, he's nothing. And I think Fox would want someone like that for international eyes to come on the product, which is why I think they paired Sami Zayn with him to begin with. So my gut says Nakamura retains, even though I would rather see the Miz win. But it's not about what I want. It's about Vince McMahon. It's about Fox. It's about what's going to draw eyes to that new brand. And I just think Shinsuke Nakamura can give national eyes at them as opposed to Miz, who is just going to be more of the same. So,
Well, didn't Miz get a win on SmackDown? Who did he beat?
Andrade.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Miz got a good feel-good win on SmackDown. He's not winning this title. And Shinsuke with Sami Zayn is going to run with this into the fall, maybe into Fox SmackDown, so Sami Zayn can cut some promos for Shinsuke. So, retention.
Well, good points, everybody. But I think Miz is a better fit for being the Fox representative, doing the talk shows and whatnot. But hey, maybe Nakamura will win. Who knows? All right, so we'll move on here. We got the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. We have the New Day defending against the Revival. To quote myself again, I do not care about this match. Virtue, let's start with you on this one. Do you think we're going to get new champs?
No, New Day's going to retain. I mean, it's the Revival. I mean, yeah, they're with Randy Orton now, right? Cool heels, edgy, old school guys. New Day and Pancakes will continue because we haven't seen it on Fox yet. So we're going to have them with gold going into there. And that's backtracking to Charlotte having a title, in my opinion, and Becky. This is showcasing the ones Vince McMahon wants for SmackDown on Fox, because we don't really know who's going to show up, right? What champion? I mean, they say there's a brand split again, but we'll see, especially the first episode. So I say New Day, unfortunately.
Yeah.
TJS?
Yeah, I agree with you, Virtue. I love the Revival. Like they're one of my favorite tag teams, but I don't feel like they're going anywhere right now. If they do go anywhere, I think it's going to be to AEW. They're definitely not going to be the champions anytime soon, I feel like. And I feel like this pairing with Randy Orton was only there to take up TV time. They have like the Common Enemy or whatever. They just had to throw a 6-man tag in there, one or two of those, But yeah, I think that New Day is retaining. Big G?
Yeah, I'd like to see the titles on the Revival, but I think New Day is going to retain. And like Virtue said, it best, Pancakes, and we haven't seen it on Fox yet. So, why go against the grain when, Vince McMahon is thinking New Day all night and all day long?
I can see Vince in front of his mirror doing the Big E thing, too. I mean, it's...
WWE.
All right, Robbie?
Yeah, New Day is most likely going to retain because one thing and one thing only. How much merch does the Revival sell compared to merch that the New Day sells? Again, this is a backstage Vince McMahon thing. Vince McMahon created the New Day, and I know Virtue said a million times over, I think that's why they pushed the New Day, because that's Vince McMahon's creation that actually got over, and he will never let that go. And as long as they're selling T-shirts and cereal, and they have the stupid pancakes and kids love them, they're just going to keep winning. So, New Day all day, unfortunately.
And this could end up being the kickoff match. At this moment that we're recording this, no kickoff match has been announced, but I could see this or the Cruiserweight match, or maybe the women's tag team title match, one of those being on the kickoff, or two of them being on the kickoff. But yeah, I'm going with New Day to retain. I think this one's pretty obvious. All right, so next up we have the Cruiserweight Championship match. To quote myself yet again, I do not care about this match. Drew Gulak defending against Humberto versus Lince Dorado. Don't care. I mean, 205 Live, I don't watch it. Sorry, Noah. Drew Gulak retains. I got nothing to say about it. Big G?
Yeah.
Wake up, Big G, wake up.
I'm awake. This pay-per-view's putting me to sleep. Yeah, Gulak retains. I don't watch 205 Live either, and I have seen some of Humberto when he was down in NXT and Lince Dorado. But Gulak is the more bigger star on 205 Live. So Gulak's going to retain. Virtue.
Yes, Gulak has to retain because I am banking I am holding out hope, even though we've been denied that when NXT goes to USA, Enzo Amore is going to come back and claim what's rightfully his. And who was his protege when he left, or however that goes, or his understudy? It was Drew Gulak at the time. So that's the TV I want. Here's me not really caring anyway, so I'm giving it an extra story. Drew Gulak retains. Robbie?
Well, I don't really know much about the other guys, but I had some goulash for dinner the other night, and it was delicious. And that sounds like Gulak, and that is what I'm going with, Drew Gulak, because of the good dinner I had last Thursday.
So, in case you guys didn't know, apparently Kushida was on 205 Live tonight, so that's something. But, yeah, they were doing the wave during a match tonight also. But, yeah, I agree. Drew Gulak is retaining. Nothing else to say.
All right.
You know, I really am still curious how they're going to add this extra content to NXT. Like, we talk about the 205 Live show going there with some of the guys. That would, to me, be, what they need to do. But at this point, who knows?
It's only another 22 minutes, I think. I think someone broke that down on No DQ, right? That if NXT on the network has a lot less breaks. So once it goes national with all the commercials, it's only like an extra 22 minutes of live TV they're going to have to produce.
That's true. I forgot about that.
So they might not merge it, but like it would be cool. I
mean, they should, but yeah, they probably won't.
Anyway. All right. We have the WWE Championship match, which very well could be somewhere in the middle of the card. We have the pancake-slinging WWE Champion Kofi Kingston defending against the Viper, Randy Orton. Now, on SmackDown, the go-home show we had, Kofi Kingston do the boom drop, recreating his 2009 moment where he did the boom drop onto Randy Orton through a table. He did it again, Madison Square Garden 10 years later. I said this a month ago, and I'm sticking with it, especially what happened on SmackDown. I think Randy Orton's going to beat Kofi. I think Kofi's reign is finally coming to an end. Thank God it's finally over, although I could be talking too soon here. Some of you might disagree with me, but I think Randy Orton's going to win the title. I think he's going to be the representative to go into the Fox era as champion. He's got that established name value. And he can do, again, like The Miz, he can do the TV shows, do the appearances. He's got the name recognition. Going with Randy Orton to win the championship going into Fox. That's what I've been saying all along. Robbie, let's start with you. What do you think?
So Randy Orton is not only a legend, he's a legend killer. He has over a decade of championship wins under his belt. He's serious. He's credible. He would do well to show a realistic view on all these talk shows. And that is 100% why Kofi Kingston is going to retain, because nothing makes sense in WWE. Kofi Kingston's going to retain so he can throw pancakes, sell merch on Fox because Vince loves him. It's going to be a big pay-per-view. It's going to be a Survivor Series. It's going to be, a WrestleMania perhaps even before we see Kofi Kingston drop this title. Again, I am super sick of it. Randy Orton is the right choice, but Kofi Kingston will retain.
All right, TJS.
Ah, man. I think no matter what happens, I think we're going to get another match out of these two at Hell in a Cell. I think they're going to have a match in the structure. I'll say that Randy wins the title and then Kofi wins it back inside Hell in a Cell, just so Randy could be champion for like the Fox debut and for a little bit, and then Kofi will just win it back, I think. So yeah, I'm saying that Randy's gonna win the title here. Oh, really quick, I am so tired of Randy Orton saying stupid. I saw Robbie tweet about this, how cringy it is. Like, one time it was funny, like when Orton RKO'd him like the first time, and then he was like, "Oh, stupid," because like, oh, you get it? He said it like 10 years ago, but they haven't stopped doing it since, and it drives me crazy. Orton's winning the title. Virtue.
Kofi's retaining it because when SmackDown on Fox debuts, the New Day is going to kick off the show, and they're all going to have gold. Plus, the next WWE champion that Kofi's going to drop it to will be Brock Lesnar. So Kofi's retaining.
Interesting idea there. Big G, did you go?
No, I didn't go, man. Man, I don't know who to go with.
Charisma. I like it. About time.
Do I go with Kofi Kingston, man, or do I go with Randy Orton, man? Man, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, man, he dropped that Jamaican accent a long time ago, man. So I gotta go with Randy Orton, man.
Committed.
Randy Orton.
All right, so there we go. We were a little bit divided here with our predictions.
Good.
I mean, we'll see what happens. All right, so now we got the. Well, I guess we'll talk about both of these together since they tie in with each other. We have the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman defending against Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler. And then we have Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman competing against each other for the WWE Universal Championship. So we'll do predictions for both matches, one fell swoop. TJS, let's start with you on this. Go ahead.
Man, I really don't know if I see Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler as tag champions. That's a real stretch for me. But I definitely don't see Braun and Seth still being champions at the end of the night.
Well, you got to make a choice.
Yeah. I guess what I'm going to say is that Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler win the titles by, like, Strowman power slamming Rollins or something, and then... Okay, so yeah, I'm going to say that Seth Rollins does the stomp to, like, Dolph or Roode, and then Strowman comes in there and power slams Rollins, and then, like, puts Ziggler on top of Rollins, and then that's how they win the titles. That's what I'm going to say. And that being said, I think that Seth is also going to retain the Universal title. So,
All
yeah.
right. Interesting prediction there. All right, Big G.
Man, I think Rollins is going to retain the Universal title. He just recently won it back from Lesnar. And I don't think Strowman's ever getting the Universal title. As far as the tag team titles, I think Rollins and Strowman are going to retain.
All right.
Just throwing it out there.
All right. Virtue.
Rollins and Strowman are going to retain the tag titles. I can't see them putting it on the other guys. Now, TGS, you were saying, about who should be the Raw champion, tag team champions. Wasn't Ryder and Hawkins a tag team champion? So, I mean, come on. Those belts can go on anybody. Yeah. So, but I think Seth and Braun are going to retain. Now, the Universal title match is interesting because, I say Brock's going to go for the WWE title, right? Yeah. Get him out of that Universal title picture. Who knows when he'll be back. But I could also see the slight chance of him showing up here and making this a no contest. I don't know. How do you protect Braun but yet keep the belt on Seth? It's a weird scenario. It's easy to say Seth will retain because they can find a way to protect Braun without Braun winning the title. So that's what I think Seth will retain, but they're going to have to be creative about it somehow.
The Fiend, maybe?
That I don't know, but this is one of those guys where I could just say Seth retains. He doesn't have to win the match to retain, right?
Right.
Yeah, my pick.
Interesting. I could see the Fiend showing up at the end.
All right, what do you think, Robbie?
I think okay. I think they're gonna drop the belts to Roode and Ziggler, and I think they're gonna be transitional champs. I think you're gonna see the War Raiders very soon become the Raw Tag Team Champions, and I think that happens with them taking it off of them. Now, the way I think it's gonna happen if we're gonna go that route is, I don't think it's going to be anyone turning on the other one. I think it's going to be one of those stupid things where Strowman's going to accidentally run into Seth off the apron and turn around, and he's going to get rolled up, and something stupid like that's going to happen. They're going to be really mad at each other, right? And then they're going to fight.
It's like a Terry Taylor finish.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're going to fight, and there might be some interference. I would love to see the Fiend show up and just cause like a no contest disqualification, but most likely Seth Rollins is probably going to go over clean, and Braun's going to descend back down to the mid card where he needs to build up again. So,
all right. Well,
yeah.
I think the champs are going to retain. I think there'll be some dissension, but I think in the end they'll win. I just don't see Rudolph winning the titles, and that would just be stupid anyways, I think. So I think the champs are going to retain, and then I think Seth will retain the championship. I think there's a decent chance Bray will interfere, possibly leading to a no contest, but of course that would mean Seth retains. Either way, I don't see Strowman winning the title. I'm going with Seth to stay champion. And possibly we'll see a triple threat at Hell in a Cell where Seth and Braun are still the champions, and they'll go into that match, and Bray will try to cause
God,
dissension.
it's just so soon for Bray. I know we've gotten those rumors, but God,
Yeah.
God, I just don't want to think that. But they're
Yeah.
desperate, I guess.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me if this match has some sort of screw job. But anyways, we'll move on here now to the main event of the evening. And I call this the main event because, number one, the big dog's in it. And number two, this feud has gotten really more attention than anything else, more TV time than anything else on WWE as of late. We have Roman Reigns versus, and I can't believe I'm saying this event, Eric Rowan. But it is a no disqualification match, a no DQ match. You guys have seen all the video clips over the past several weeks, so you know what's going on. Unless you've been completely living under a rock,
They've had video packages?
What?
Yeah.
Video packages.
Yeah, believe it or not, they've actually had video packages to keep people up to date on what's going on, you know? But anyways, Eric Rowan, I think this will be a good match. Now, the big question is, will Daniel Bryan show up? Will Daniel Bryan act like he's going to help Roman Reigns and then turn against him, revealing that it was him all along? Is it going to be that Vince McMahon higher power moment? What do you guys think? Virtue, let's start with you.
My head is spinning. Aaron, everything you said right there. When Meltzer cracked the story that Bryan and Roman were supposed to have a match at SummerSlam, and this is what we've gotten out of it, it makes you think it's going to be Roman versus Bryan. And how do you do that? Have all this trickery just go away and finally have Bryan reveal he was in cahoots with Roman. They did all that stuff to get to Roman. But then part of me thinks this isn't going to end. I don't know if this match will go on last or whatever, but if it does, something weird like this is going to happen. And I'm going to pick Roman to go over because it's hard to bet against Roman. The one time I did, he won. Bryan's going to come out with the chair, and you're going to think he's going to do what we all think he's going to do, and he's going to crack Rowan. He's going to do something else to Rowan and look at Roman and nod, and Roman's going to be confused, but then spear and it's over. So we can all be like, what just happened? Because they're going to draw this thing out. It's convoluted. It's who knows where they're going with it. But that's my justification on picking Roman to win. Not that I need one, because everyone knows I like Roman, but it's just going to be weird story continue.
All right,
TJS.
TJS, go ahead.
Yeah, so for this match to be no disqualification, it pretty much just screams to me that Daniel Bryan is showing up. I think Daniel Bryan's going to show up and help Rowan win. Rowan, not Eric Rowan, not Roman. I think that
You're going with the obvious?
Yeah, and I think that we're finally going to get Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan inside Hell in a Cell. I know I keep saying that any of these matches could be in Hell in a Cell, but I feel like Bryan and Reigns is a really personal one, and that would be one hell of a match, I think, inside the cell. So, and that's where I think that we're going to get the blow off is at Hell in a Cell. I think Roman's going to beat Bryan at Hell in a Cell. But for now, I'm going to say that Rowan goes over Roman with the help of one Daniel Bryan. Robbie?
Roman Reigns is going to probably win clean, and I don't think anything's going to happen. But the biggest question I have for this match... Right. The biggest question I have for this match is how many times will they show that video package over the course of the pay-per-view before the match? I'd say 3. But, yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cut and dry. I think Roman wins clean. I think you may have an after-match thing that happens, but I think them making it no DQ, I think they're trying to that's like a red hair, and they want us to see that, and they want us to think something's going to happen, but they're going to do typical WWE and disappoint us. So I'm just going to bypass all that. Roman wins clean. Maybe something happens after the match. They're going to show the package 3 times, and that's going to be the end of the pay-per-view. We all go home sad.
We're going to get a stairs match next month, maybe, between these two.
Those stairs are 9,000 pounds, according to Michael Cole.
Hey, Sasha came back after being disgruntled. Where's Luke Harper? Can't they work something out to make it interesting, you know?
Yeah.
They could.
But they won't.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, so Big G, go ahead, and then I'll wrap it up.
Man, my no DQ match. I don't know, you guys had some good ideas, some good thoughts.
We're just trying to make it entertaining for the viewers.
Yeah. I don't know.
The comment section.
I'm gonna
while Big G's thinking, let's show that recap footage real quick.
Yeah, can you insert that?
Give something
Noah into this.
Give something Noah to reply 100 times with. He will. So give him something right now. For Noah Foster.
I'm gonna go with
Garfunkel to my Simon. Go.
I'm gonna go with Eric Rowan to win. I'm gonna go with Rowan.
All right. Well, man, this one's tough. This one's actually really tough for me because I think on one hand, like you said, Virtue, it's hard to bet against Roman.
If they were smart, real quick, Aaron, if WWE was smart and knew how to book this right, they would bring out Bryan and Luke Harper.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I think is going to happen now, because I think Bryan's going to come out. I think it's going to be revealed that it was Bryan all along and it was all a setup. However, I think Bryan's going to interfere and Roman Reigns is still going to win. Bryan's going to interfere. He's going to hit Roman with a chair. He's going to put Eric Rowan on top, and Roman's still going to kick out. And then Roman will still defeat Eric Rowan, despite it being revealed that Daniel Bryan was the mastermind behind it all. So Roman Reigns, because it's hard to bet against Roman. I mean, it really is. So I got to go with Roman, but I think Bryan's going to come out there, and despite Bryan cheating and helping Eric Rowan, Roman Reigns will still prevail. And that'll be the end of the pay-per-view. So that's my prediction. Now, there's one more other thing we need to mention, and that's R-Truth in the 24/7 title, because apparently that title will be defended on this pay-per-view. So I guess what we'll do for predictions is we're going to predict who will leave Clash of Champions as the 24/7 champion. I'm just going to go ahead and say R-Truth. Maybe somebody beats him, and then R-Truth does the roll-up and wins the title back. And if nothing happens at all, then that means R-Truth is still the champ. So R-Truth would be the pick. So I'm going with R-Truth. TJS, what do you think?
I'm just going to say Drake Maverick. I don't really care at this point, man. I hate to say that because this title was on fire like 2 or 3 months ago, but now it's like, So yeah, I'm just going to say Drake Maverick.
All right, Virtue.
They should do a spot with Elias in the back with his taped up ankle or cast or whatever's wrong with him, and he should win it while he's injured. I would pop for that. But yeah, R-Truth is going to leave this pay-per-view with the 24/7 title. That's for him and him only, it seems like.
All right, Robbie? Big G. Or Robbie?
Yeah, I mean, if this is going to be on the official things where there's like a win and a loss on my permanent record here, I'm going to say R-Truth, but Shane McMahon's going to win this at some point. We all know it's going to happen, right? Right.
Yeah.
But no, I would definitely say R-Truth. But how sad is it that we're going to make predictions about this, but not King of the Ring, because they're not even going to show King of the Ring, but they're going to put the freaking 24/7 title on there? What is happening?
Why do you guys think that they pulled the King of the Ring match? That's kind of weird.
It's for this, because it being on the same show with all these other championships, they don't want to diminish whoever they're putting over Corbin. So that's why I think they bumped it to Raw, to give it a little more significance.
And like Robbie said, the ratings, because they don't have to sell pay-per-views anymore, but they still have to convince you to tune into Raw. So I guess that makes sense.
All right, Big G, what do you think?
R-Truth all the way.
All right then. All right, that'll wrap it up for our predictions. Let's go ahead and do the plugs. We'll start with Robbie. What you got?
Okay, guys, you can follow me on Twitter at NoDQVice. I want to apologize to everyone who hates me for what I said about All Out last week, but I still stand by my decision. Respect all you guys a lot, but pay my pay-per-view fees and I'll be a little bit nicer on it. I want to thank everyone for watching these reviews. These are so much fun to do. I love interacting with everyone on the YouTube comments. Leave a comment on there and we will reply to you. I would love to go and debate anybody about any topic. So hit me on Twitter, hit me on the YouTube chat. I will respond to you every single time that I can. Thanks for watching, guys.
All right, TJS.
NoDQ.com/TJS takes you to my Facebook page, Twitter at NoDQ_TJS. NoDQ.com/merch, I believe, is the Teespring store. Get your goodies. There's coffee mugs, T-shirts, all kinds of stuff. Go there, check it out, guys.
And what about you, Jamaican Big G?
NoDQ.com/Big G.
Whoa, you gotta do it in the Jamaican accent.
Jeez.
Come on, man.
All right, my NoDQ.com/Big G takes you to my Twitter page, my NoDQ_. Big G on Instagram and Jeff Hilton on Facebook, man. Yes, and the Troll Slayer shirt, man. Look at Virtue, man. All right, man. Virtue, take it away.
Speaking of Troll Slayer, no matter how hard I try to get people to unfollow me on Twitter, because I am just the biggest, most savage Troll Slayer in existence, I am gaining followers on a weekly basis. How nuts is that? So join me on Twitter at @NoDQ_Virtue, and you will see all of my rants, takes, rages, clips from NoDQ, Big Vito's site, and everything. Some stuff that Robbie and I do, Big G and I do Virtue's Rage, Russo's columns coming up soon. So go over to Twitter, NoDQ_Virtue. That's all I got.
All right. And stay tuned to NoDQ.com for coverage this weekend of Clash of Champions. We got the live streams. We got a lot of good stuff coming up on the channel. Stay tuned. Subscribe. YouTube.com/AaronRiff NoDQ. Make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification button. That's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.